Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Gananaham Tva Ganapati Gumhavamahe Kavim Kavinamupamatsravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anasranvan Utibhitsi Dasadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinama Vitrayavato Ganesaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Yasya Dvirada Vaktradhyah Parishadhyah Parasatam Vignam Nignanti Satatam Vishwaksenam Tamasraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapanaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Geeta Mrtaduhe Namaha. Bhagavan's grace, we came up to Slokam number 14. I just draw your attention to what Bhagavan says, what Bhakti really is. Is Slokam number 2. It describes that in this Adhyayam. And then what is the to-do action? You know, in anything we take a to-do list, right? From every meeting that we attend and all that. And here the to-do list is very simple. It's given in Slokam number 8. And then, since 8 is proving to be very difficult, then it gives you, in Slokam 9, a simpler, easier way of doing it. Even that proves to be difficult. It goes to 10. He says, no, if that is difficult for you, do this. This is enough. Then, even if that is difficult, then he comes to Slokam number 11, which is where basically he says, surrender everything to me. And then, when you go along with this, with the way Bhagavan teaches, the result will be, is what is describing, what a bhakta will become like, you know. And he's so happy describing his bhaktas to Arjuna. It is not like a qualification test or a checklist say, you know, you have achieved this. No, it's not. The Divine Mother very lovingly describing the qualities of, like, you know, every mother wants to talk about and praise the qualities of her child, right? It's very common. So Bhagavan is talking about his bhakta like that, and he's not able to stop himself. So we came up to Slokam 14. 13 and 14 we will do, and then we'll move on. Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karunayeva cha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukka sukha kshami santushta satatam yogi yatatma dhrita nischayah mayyarpita mano buddhihi yo madbhaktah same priyah. Slokam number 15. He does not harm the world and is not harmed by the world. He is free of happiness, anger, fear, and other mental disturbances. He is dear to me. Yasman nodvichate loko, lokan nodvichate cha yaha, harsha marsha bhayodvegaihi mukto yaha sacha me priyaha. Yasman nodvichate loko, lokan nodvichate cha yaha, harsha marsha bhayodvegaihi mukto yaha sacha me priyaha. Padangal are yasmat na udvichitah lokah lokan na udvichitah cha yaha, harsha marsha bhayah uddegaihi muktah yaha sacha me priyaha. Yasman nodvichate loko lokan nodvichate cha yaha, harsha marsha bhayoho asha marsha bhayodvegaihi, harsha marsha bhaya uddegaihi muktah yaha sacha me priyaha. Yasmat, by whom or from whom, lokaha, the world, na udvijitaha, is not harmed, is not disturbed, is not harmed. Loka cha and yaha who lokat from the world na udvijitaha is not disturbed or harmed. Cha and yaha who harsha marsha bhayodvegaihi. Harsha amarsha bhayaha udvegaihi. Harsha means happiness, and amarshaha is anger. Bhayaha is fear. Udvegaihi, the various mental agitations and disturbances that get created from these various feelings. Muktaha, yaha muktaha, muktaha, free of. Saha, he, me, to me, priyaha, very dear to me. Yasman no dvijate loko, lokan no dvijate chayaha, harsha marsha bhayot vegaihi, mukto yaha sacha me priyaha. Slokam number 16. Sans acquisitive desires, he is unattached to worldly things. He has internal harmony of the purity of thought, word, and deed. With the strength and skills acquired from this harmony, he remains unconcerned and free of worries with happenings around him. He has surrendered both his actions and their results to the indweller. He is my devotee. He is dear to me. Anapekshaha suchir dakshaha udasino gatavyataha sarvaramba parityagi yo mat bhaktaha same priyaha. Anapekshaha suchir daksha udasino gatavyataha sarvaramba parityagi yo mat bhaktaha same priyaha. Anapekshaha suchihi dakshaha udasinaha gatavyataha sarva aramba parityagi yaha mat bhaktaha saha me priyaha. Anapeksha suchir dakshaha udasino katavyataha sarvarambha parityagi yo mat bhaktaha same priyaha. Anapekshaha, very important. That anapeksha yogam is there. Anapeksha yogam. Anapeksha is very important to understand this. It is some that doesn't belong to you, that you don't want to grasp it. Okay? Whatever comes to you is what Bhagavan has given you as prasadam. So anapekshaha means the mental tendency to accept things, whatever is given, and really not desirous of anything that is not given to you. That is not in the world. There are so many things there. You don't have to desire them. Okay? Anapekshaha. Apekshaha. Anapekshaha. So that is a very important discipline that can be put into practice straight away. Okay? Very simple to do. Suchihi. Suchi means purity. Where does the purity come from? It is not the physical purity, even though that is important, but it is a mental purity. And where does the mental purity come from? Only when there is Trikarana Suddhi. Trikarana Suddhi means mind, that which is thoughts, words and action must be in unison. They all must be well aligned. We cannot think one thing and say something else. I cannot say something and do something else. Okay? All the three must be in unison. They must be consonant. They must be together with each, in harmony with each one. Not only that, Suddhi. All of them must be pure. When the mind is thinking of Bhagavan, it becomes pure. So that is called Trikarana Suddhi. That is where the Suchihi comes from, the purity. Dakshaha. Dakshaha means highly skilled, very capable in whatever you do, because Bhagavan gets it done through you. You don't have to worry. Udasinaha. Udasinam is again the other side of anapekshaha. If you can, udasina means it is not being indifferent, it is not being careless, it is kind of being indifferent in a very neutral way, in a very positive way. And because whatever happens, Bhagavan is taking care. So you're not taking this side or that side. You be a witness and move on. Udasinaha. Things should not touch you. Whatever happens in the world should not touch you. Being unattached. Okay? Udasinaha. Gatavyataha. Gatavyataha is because of all this and because the mind is thinking of Bhagavan as Bhagavan taught us in second slokam, okay? Or also 8th slokam, failing which in the 11th slokam, the easiest way is to surrender everything to Him. So when you do that, gatavyataha, the mind, my mental agitations become less and less. Mind is really becoming worried less and less. It really gives up worries, okay? That state of gatavyataha, the free of mental worries. Sarva Arambha Parityagi, very important. The Sarvarambha Parityagi is very simple to understand, very simple to practice. Any action that we take, starting this moment, forget the past, forget the future. Today, this moment, you want to do an action, okay? Now, at the beginning of that action, even though that's a continuum, that's coming from somewhere else, let's not worry about it. The moment you are aware of the action and you say, okay, I'm starting this action, think for a second, okay, I'm starting this. What am I going to do with this? Okay, because I'm expecting a result, right? Now, that attitude of attaching or desiring a certain outcome or certain result out of the action that you begin, that is in the beginning itself, tyagi, sarva arambha parityagi. If you can sacrifice that desire for the result, that it should go certain way, it must happen certain way, give that up. Just do the action for action's sake. Enjoy it as Bhagavan's agent for his pleasure, right? Sarva arambha parityagi. It's a mental attitude. Anapekshaha, another one meaning I forgot, is that it's without having an acquisitive desire. We all want to acquire and accumulate things, right? And no, give that up, So without having an acquisitive desire, that is very important. That's anapekshaha. Okay. Sarvarama parityagi, yaha who mat bhaktaha, my devotee, sa me priyaha, he is dear to me. Anapekshas suchir dakshaha, udasino gatavyataha, sarvarambha parityagi, yo mat bhaktaha same priyaha. Slokam number 17. He is neither happy nor sad. He hates not, desires not. He performs all actions as sacrifice and is free from their beneficial and harmful effects. He is my devotee. He is dear to me. Yo na hrishyati na dveshti na sochati na kankshati subha subha parityagi bhaktiman yaha same priyaha. Yo na hrishyati na dveshti na sochati na kankshati subha subha parityagi bhaktiman yaha same priyaha. Yo na hrishyati na dveshti na sochati na kankshati subha asubha parityagi bhaktiman yaha same priyaha. Once more, padangal yaha na hrishyati na dveshti na sochati na kankshati subha asubha parityagi bhaktiman yaha saha me priyaha. Yaha who na hrishyati is not necessarily happy. You don't mistake, because happiness is a temporary thing. Bliss is a permanent thing, okay? Whatever happiness we seek and we get in life, right? They're all temporary. They always end in misery. Every single one of them will end in misery because they will create more desires and insatiable, so the cycle goes on and on. So, when you talk about yaha na hrishyati, one who is not happy, na dveshti, doesn't have any hatred towards anybody. Na sochati is not sad either. He's neither happy nor sad. He's not jealous. The absence of jealousy is very important, as we saw in 9th Adhyayam when Bhagavan tells Arjuna, I'm teaching this to you because Anusuya way, he says, Anusuya way, you have no jealousy, my dear Arjuna, so I'll teach you this. So with jealousy in our mind, we cannot understand Bhagavan's teachings, okay? It doesn't matter how much we hear. So jealousy must be given up. Natveshti, he has no jealousy, okay, no hatred with others. Okay, let others be all right, let them be happy. They are happy, I'm also happy. That's the way he thinks. Na sochati, is not sad. Na kangshati, he does not desire something. Remember, the attitude of the anapekshaha is again repeated. The apekshaha is to desire something, right? That's all we all try to do. We want to acquire this, we want to acquire that, buy a Mercedes-Benz or big house or whatever. So many things we want to keep on getting, right? Now, when the anapeksha attitude comes in the mind, automatically you will not desire something. Whatever comes, you will take it as Bhagavan's prasadam. Subha, asubha, parityagi. It is so important. Now, you may have had a question from the previous adhyayam when Bhagavan said, Sarva arambha parityagi. When you begin an action, you begin an action desiring a certain result. That desiring the result at the beginning of an action has to be given up. Right? So then what happens? What will happen to the result? Oh my God, will I do the job well? No, you will be surprised to find it is natural for you. You will do the job, whatever you have, to the best of your ability. That is what the natural impulses will propel you. So mentally, if I give up the desire for a certain result as I begin an action, what am I doing? Subha, asubha parityagi. Whatever the results may be, they may be beneficial, they may not be beneficial. Okay? I have already given that up. Even that attitude of I want to do something beneficial, even that has to be given up. Automatically it takes place. These are all resultant of doing one thing right. Okay, everything else results from it. Subha asubha parityagi. Yaha bhaktiman. That which bhaktiman is like that bhaktiman, that my devotee, same priyaha. Yo na hrishyati na dveshti, na sochati na kangshati. Subha subha parityagi, bhaktiman yaha, sa me priyaha. Slokam number 18. He has a balanced mental approach towards enemies and friends, towards honor and humiliation, towards cold and heat. He is not attached to anything worldly. He considers ridicule and praise to be the same. He is content with whatever comes his way. He is not attached to a place of residence. His faith is firm and unshakable. This devotee of mine is dear to me. Slokam number 18 and 19. Samaha shatraucha mitrecha tatha manapamana yoho sitoshna sukha dukkheshu samaha sanga vivarjitaha tulya nindastutihi mauni santushto yena kenachit aniketaha stiram atihi bhaktiman me priyo naraha. Samasatraucha mitrecha tata manapamanayoho sitosha sukudukkeshu samassanga vivarjitaha tulya nindastutihi mauni santushto yena kenachit aniketaha stiramatihi bhaktiman me priyo naraha. Samasatraucha mitrecha tatha manapamanayoho sitoshna sukadukkeshu samassanga vivarjitaha tulya nindastutihi mauni santushto yena kenachit aniketa stiramatihi bhaktiman me priyo naraha. Padangal are samaha shatraucha mitrecha tatha mana apamana yoho sita ushna sukha dukkeshu samaha sanga vivarjitaha Tulya nindaha, tulya ninda stutihi, tulya ninda stutihi. Mauni santushtaha, yena kenachit, aniketaha, stiramatihi, bhaktiman me priyo naraha. Lots of words you've come across before. If I were to ask you where Bhagavan teaches again, Sangha Vivarjitaha, will you be able to point out? Think. We have come across that before. See the last slokam of last adhyayam. Is it Mat Karmakit, Mat Paramo, Mat Bhaktaha, Sangha Vivarjitaha, right? So, very important. You have come across that before. Santushtaha, you have come across that before, right? We will go through the Padangal. Samaha, so I think Padangal we finished, yeah? So we'll go through the meaning now. Satraucha, enemies, and enemies, towards enemies. Mitrecha, and friends, towards friends. Or with friends, and with enemies and friends. Samaha. Okay? That means same balanced mindset. The oneness of looking at them like the two sides of the same coin. Okay? That's all it is. Same way, Katha, same way, Mana Apamanayoho. Mana Apamanayoho. This is very important. In both humiliation and apamana means we think of disgrace, right? Manam, you get fame and all that. Apamanam, disgrace, humiliation, or honor and humiliation, the way you want to call it. In fact, it will be good, okay? And it's the dishonor, right? Disgrace that comes. And we should not get embarrassed about it. Even if you are publicly humiliated, as happened to Draupadi, we all want praise only. No. Actually, praise is actually more dangerous, to be very frank, because it builds your ego up. When a humiliation comes, and even an unfair humiliation comes, unfair charge, that is the clearest proof, clearest demonstration that Bhagavan is acting. Okay? And so we must welcome both with open arms, with open heart. It takes courage, and it is not difficult. Trust me, it is not difficult. And with Bhagavan's grace, he has taken me through some experiences on that, and I have no problem with that. It's actually, you will see the proximity and closeness to Bhagavan when you take this attitude. Okay, Mana Apamanayoho or Mana Avamanayoho. Avamanam is a Tamil, more like a Tamil word. Okay, Apamanam is more like Sanskrit word. Apamanayoho, Samaha, oneness. Same way, two sides of the same coin. It's neither this nor that. Okay, that's the way you look at it. Same way, Sita Vushnaha. Say, both in cold as well as heat. Sukha Dukkeshu. Both in pleasure as well as pain. Okay, Samaha. Oneness, balanced mindset, approach. How does this approach come? You cannot rationally and intellectually say, I will accept both are the same. It will not happen. It will not happen because that's not the way to do it. Because I've tried it, it does not work. I cannot say that I'll take both Manam and Apman and say no. It can happen only when you have the right attitude, when the mind is directed towards the lotus feet, automatically all these things will begin to happen. Sangha Vivarjitaha. What we again the same thing. Sarvarama Parityagi, Subha Parityagi, Sangha Vivarjitaha. Sangam means junction. Junction of what? Action and results. You do something and you want praise from others, then that's the result that you're expecting. Right? Whereas you do work as worship, as offering to Bhagavan, regardless of whatever happens. Even if somebody comes and derides you because of what you did, that's okay. See, that Sangha Vivarjitaha, that junction, that attachment to the result of action, okay, very important. Sangha Vivarjitaha. So that has to be given up. And it can be given up only at the lotus feet. By looking to the lotus feet, these things automatically leave you. You automatically give them up. And ultimately, with Bhagavan's grace, we also give up the Sangam, which is the feeling of I associated with the body. That is another junction. That is where Nirahankaraha, Bhagavan said, right? That he will take care. All your job is to, as Bhagavan says, Mayyeva mana adatsva. Put your mind to me. That's all that we have to do. All these things will take place. Then, Tulya Ninda Stutihi. Stutihi, Ninda Stutihi. Now, what is Stutihi means praise. We know that. Ninda Stuti means deriding. Okay, exactly opposite of praise. When somebody puts you down, that one you take it as tulya, as insignificant, as negligible, not even bothered with. Either praise or blame, you are not worried about it. That attitude comes. Maunihi. Maunihi means, as we saw earlier, it is a mental state, not a state to do with the mouth. I cannot keep silent with my mouth, and Mauni means silence. People say silence is not a physical thing with the mouth. A mind can still be racing at tremendous speed. No. Mind must be silent. Mind can be silent means peaceful. It can be peaceful means what? Only when it's in the company of Bhagavan, without any agitations. Right? That is what he is talking of. Maunihi. Santushtaha. Taking everything as prasada buddhi. As we saw in second Adhyayam, Bhagavan talked about prasada buddhi, buddhi yoga. Right? Everything that you give is your gift to me as for my benefit, for my improvement, Bhagavan is giving. Right? Santushtaha. Also, be happy, contented with whatever happens to you and whatever happens to others. Somebody benefits, that's perfectly okay. Be happy for them. When somebody is suffering, go and help them. That contentment must come. Yena kena chite. Yena kena chite. This yena means whichever, with whatever, whichever. With yena kena chite, with whatever. Okay, whatever little thing, big things happen, whatever it may be, that's what it kind of way loosely translated. Okay? Then, aniketaha. Aniketaha is important. Like if you look at Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Paramacharya and all that, they actually practice that. But they really do not have a place of residence, right, that they call as their own. Okay? And aniketa, it doesn't matter. You sleep on a comfortable 5-star hotel today, and tomorrow you sleep in a chowdhury, along with 8 people. It really should not matter. The mental attitude should be the same. Okay, that is what it's, because Bhagavan provides a place of residence anyway. So, aniketaha, sthira matihi, very important. Firm faith, determination, that shraddha, everything is included in that. Mind, matihi, mind itself by nature is sanchalam. It keeps on shaking and moving, it's never stable. So how can it be sthiramatihi? It is like when a cobra becomes steady and attached to that sound of the piper, it listens to it doesn't even move its head. So the mind, the same way, when it listens to Bhagavan's glories and stories, it becomes absolutely steady. It does not move anywhere. It's beautiful thing that happens that you all can experience. It can happen not by doing puja, not by listening to Bhagavad Gita. None of this will work. Only when you hear the stories and the glories of Bhagavan, then that mesmerizes the mind and holds it steady. So he is thinking about Bhagavan all the time. Stiramatihi. Ye me bhaktiman. He is my devotee. Arjuna, he says, he is my devotee. He is not only that. Priyo naraha. Me priyo naraha. He is very dear. He is dear to me. He says. Samasatrau cha mitre cha tatha mana pamana yoho sitoshna sukha dukkeshu samasanga vivarjitaha tulya nindastutir mauni santushto yena kenachit aniketastiramatihi bhaktiman me priyo naraha. Once more, let's go on this and then we'll conclude for today. Those devotees of mine who, keeping me as a supreme goal, practice with determination and enthusiasm the eternal path of dharma described thus, are extremely dear to me. He says, just not dear, extremely dear to me. Yetu dharmyamrudam idam yatoktam paryupasate sraddhadana mat parama bhaktaha te ativa me priyaha. Yetu dharmyamrutam idam yatoktam paryupasate sraddhadanaha mat parama bhaktaha te ativa me priyaha. Yetu dharmyamrudam idam yatoktam paryupasate sraddhadana mat parama Bhaktaste tiva me priyaha. Padangal are ye tu dharmyamrutam dharmya amrutam idam yataha uktam pari upasate sraddhanaha mat parama bhaktaha te ativa me priyaha. Two, definitely, certainly, without any doubts, absolutely. Okay, as we say, absolutely. Or as the youngsters say today, totally. Who? Though these people, dharmya amrutam, the amrutam, eternal, immortal, this dharma, okay, idam dharmya amrutam, this eternal dharma that Bhagavan just spoke about, which is bhakti, nothing but that. When you do the bhakti, all the other qualifications come. Don't worry about the qualifications, okay? Just put it in your mind and look at what Bhagavan is asking us to do. He says, dharmyamrutam idam yata yatoktam. See, yata uktam, the same way it has been spoken, in not more or not less. It has to be in alignment and consonance with the teaching as taught. Yatoktam means as taught. Paripasate, we covered that word before, worship me, keep me very close to me in their mind, or they come close to me by keeping me close to them, close to them in their mind. Sraddhanaha, with Sraddhai. Without Sraddhai, nothing can be achieved. With Sraddhai. Mat paramaha, we covered that. Mat paramo, mat bhaktaha, right? Mat paramo, considering me as a supreme goal. Bhaktaha, the ye bhaktaha, these bhaktas, these devotees, they, the ye means who, bhaktaha, devotees, they, those devotees, me ativa priyaha, to me, ativa, extremely, priyaha, dear to me. Okay? Ye tu dharmyamrutam idam yatoktam paryupasate sraddhana mat paramaha bhaktaste tiva me priyaha. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Sastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Bhakti Yogo Nama Dvadasodhyayaha. Thus ends the 12th chapter called Bhakti Yoga, embracing divinity through devotion, as explained in the benevolent dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna in the Upanishads called the Bhagavad Gita, which is truly a Brahma Vidya and a Yoga Sastra. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om.